Hey, tell us a little bit about getting drafted by Boston and where you're going next year anyway, and why that's important.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. To start off, already known as such a prestigious organization, but at the same time, I'm going to be down the road next year. Visited Boston many times. One of the main reasons why I picked Boston College ultimately, and yeah, being selected by Boston Bruins family, and getting the opportunity to wear the jersey is really something special, and something that I'll be grateful for forever.
Sitting there all yesterday and then for a big part of today, does any of that matter to you right now?
I think now's a new chapter. Once again, super stoked I ended up here. Couldn't ask for better. And yeah, it doesn't matter in the end. It's just what I do from now on, and how I can prove myself.
How awesome is it to be drafted to the same team as James Higgins as well, and going to college with him next year together?
Yeah, even through NCDP. He's a great guy. Was a good friend of mine, over the past couple of years, and yeah, just great role model. Learned a lot from him at NCP, watching him tearing up as an 06 and, coming in as a fresh 07, just, watching, learning, and, picking stuff from his game. And yeah, super excited to play with him next year, hopefully. And, it's an honor that we both get to stay in Boston.
Is there one thing about your game that's grown probably the most specifically over the last 2 years in the USHL?
I think just not even part of my game, but as I continue to develop my size and strength, I think, coming into the program at 155, that led to a little bit of early struggles, but over the past couple of years, gained a lot of strength, still a lot of room to grow, but I think overall that's translated to puck protection, more power in my stride, and yeah, just going to keep going, keep building, and hopefully develop into the player that I know I can be.
How has that helped your confidence as well? Just even as a person, putting on weight, being stronger?
Yeah, it's everything. You definitely don't want to get pushed around the puck, knowing that you have full confidence with a guy on your hip, using my IQ, I know I can make the right play, and yeah, it helps a tremendous amount, and just gonna keep building, putting a great summer, and hopefully, have a great year at Boston College.
Seems like your whole team is being picked right now. Is it hard to keep track of all your friends being selected?
Yeah, luckily I got to see Cole get selected. I don't know if somebody's been picked since then, but yeah, Fawn's super proud of him. He was on my line for a brief period. We were really looking to have a strong finish, and then he had a tough injury at the end. So super proud of him. So glad that he got the results he wanted, and yeah, Mert, one of my best friends. Meek's one of my best friends. Really got to share a good moment with them when they got picked, and yeah, super proud of our team as a whole.
Did you have a lot of contact with the Bruins before today?
I'm gonna be honest, not really. I'm not gonna say it was a shocker, but they definitely weren't one of the main teams in the picture. But yeah, once again, these things happen, and super happy for it.
Do you have a connection with any of the other prospects that are in the Bruins organization?
Yeah, Higgins, playing with him next year, but other than that, not really, honestly.
You're going to BC next year?
Yeah.
Coming year?
This coming year, yeah.
Well, how excited are you to get to BC for this upcoming season?
Unbelievable. I'm so excited. Not only, at the time, the CHL rule change, BC was a big part of me going to the US route, but just overall picking through all the schools, I'm sure as you know, BC campus is, next level. The coaching staff is unbelievable. The players, the whole group there in general is, next to none. And their development plan is perfect for me, and, couldn't be happier.
Is there an NHL player that you want to model your game after?
Yeah, I'd say I study the most off Boldy. I think, frame-wise, player-wise, I think, he kind of fits my model, fits my game, and, he plays wing. I think I'm more of a centerman, but I try to, translate a lot of his offensive game into mine, so.
How many people do you have with you here?
5 here. I got mom, dad, grandpa, and uncle, so yeah, they love Boston as a city. My dad went to school there for a bit, and yeah, they're super pumped.